Hello and welcome to the Good Imaginations podcast. Tonight we will journey to autumn in the mountains, where you can unwind, reorient yourself, and if you would like, fall fast asleep. Before we begin our adventure, make sure you're settled. If you are seated, get comfortable. Listen to your spine and relax your shoulders. If you are lying down, get your covers and pillow where you want them. Create your nest. Very good. Now, take 3 deep breaths with me in preparation for the journey ahead. Let go of your day and travel to a vacation for your mind. See, smell, and be present. Breathe with me now, in through your nose, out through your mouth, slow and even. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now, let's drift off to the site of tonight's adventure. It is late afternoon, and the air is cool. You are staying as a guest at an abbey in the mountains. The leaves on the trees are turning orange, and right beside the monastery's open gardens, a mountain river crashes down into a waterfall. You walk to the edge of a large open stone patio, and you sit down in a carved wooden chair and tuck your knees up to your chin. You feel strangely disconnected from yourself, and yet at peace. Typically, you dress in sturdy boots, a tunic, and a rough wool cloak, the stuff of adventurers. Here, however, you are wearing a long, simple smock, the material the nuns and monks wear. It trails to your feet and has long, wide sleeves. The material is silky, as smooth as glass, and the color is a silver sky blue. You feel light when you wear it, like all your burdens are gone. The days are growing chilly with autumn, but it is still just warm enough that you can go barefoot. You have found that you enjoy going barefoot here. You enjoy the simplicity. You are at this monastery in order to rest, to find yourself again, to simply be quiet for days on end and remember who you are. You feel quiet and scrubbed clean in this simple blue robe, like you have temporarily become a wandering patch of sky. You settle yourself in the wooden chair. It must have taken hours to carve. The details are tremendous. Tiny flowers, the faces of small foxes. The chair is sloped and curved in such a way that it is remarkably comfortable to sit in. You feel like you're resting on a couch, not a piece of wood. The river is just in front of you. It runs close to the monastery. You stare down into the froth and gurgle of the river, and you feel your thoughts slow down, become simple. You think of how deep the river is, cool and icy at the bottom, deep green depths, sparkling and wild at the top. You feel your thoughts and emotions travel down the river, spinning, washed away. Sometimes things go so fast. Sometimes you feel transient, like your life is a bubble that's going to appear and then vanish. You worry that things don't last, that they vanish almost at once, that nothing stays. As you stare at the river, you realize that it stays. Why is that so deeply comforting? But it is. The river and the mountains are ancient, many, many human lifetimes old. They will be here for hundreds and hundreds of years, varying slightly, but still deep and solid. Time, for the mountain and the river, is a very quiet thing. The falling of a pebble, the gentle erosion of the underground riverbank, a quiet shift and metamorphosis. You turn your attention away from the river and look out across the monastery behind you. The monks and nuns have done something wonderful with this place. Nature is blended into the monastery. The patios are open to the sky, and trees grow in the middle of them. The dining room is missing its fourth wall, open to the side of the mountain. The architecture of the place reminds you of leaves. It's full of curves and delicate details. There are many levels to the monastery, small towers, and it seems to fade into the mountainside. The mountain peaks are jagged and unpredictable, and the monastery has settled down like a fox into the folds of the mountain. Almost invisible, with its orange ivy and stone towers the color of the mountainside. A monk approaches you. He is an old man with a bald head and a long white beard. Despite his age, he is wiry and bright-eyed, as if a life of contemplation has done wonders for his body. He silently brings you a mug of tea, which you take with a nod. The monk smiles, satisfied, like the simple act of bringing you tea has improved his entire day. Soon he is gone, and you are alone again. Just you, and the river, and the sky, and the orange leaves in the trees. You experience the dichotomy of temperature, and in so doing, you become more aware of your body. Your feet are cold. Not a numbing, sharp cold, but a coolness. Your skin is aware of the river, of the autumn sky, because the temperature reminds it. Your hands are warm, because the tea is piping hot, and the clay mug pulses with a friendly warmth. You wrap your fingers closely around it and feel the heat seep into you, the way the leaves have seeped into the tea. You are absorbing. It is good to absorb, you think, as you clutch your tea and curl your toes in, and simply sit in awareness of the sky. A wind blows past you, and you smell apples and autumn leaves. You've never realized before how truly wonderful autumn is. The color, the smells. There's something dusky and dusty about it, like it is the close of a long day, when nature has worked hard, and the sawdust of her enterprise hangs in the air. Autumn is nature undressing before a long winter nap. The peace of it, the slow settle of it, gets to you. You find yourself slowing down. Nature is in no rush. She will sleep for months, under glittering blankets of snow. As she prepares, she does it one leaf at a time, one blush of yellow at a time. She slowly, gradually, yawningly changes, like the transition from work to sleep is to be enjoyed. You take a sip of your tea. The tea tastes like silver. You're not sure how that is, but it is. It tastes like cool rivers and grey skies, and it has the blueberry tang of a night sky. You love it. You sit and simply feel. You don't feel disconnected from the world around you now. The world is slow, but today you are slow too. The silky blue of your robe is like the sky, so you feel connected to it. The tea tastes like the silver life of the river, so you feel connected to it. Your feet are cold and strong like the mountains, and your fingers are hot like the flaming orange life of the trees. You are a miniature autumn. You mirror the world around you and feel at peace. Slowly, you lift your eyes to the clouds and smile, refreshed by the promise of rest.